Person to join. Time to
Yes, I can see you. I can see you now. Hi.
Hi.
How are
Hi.
you?
I'm well. I'm well. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you again. I'm glad you can see me now. We had to do turn around and then switch devices and networks. So we'll just wait for others to join in and then we will see it. We will give, say, 4 minutes for others to join in if that's okay.
That's
4 minutes.
fine.
That's 12 minutes after 12.
Okay. And if you're on, tell someone to tell someone. So find place. Go invite all your friends that have small businesses that need to hear the good news today about how Trade Lenda can give them money and literally change their lives. So go and tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. Get everyone on the live.
Please can you minimize and scroll it away? Then open the laptop again. Open this one again. It's option.
And the good thing is, I guess, it's going to be recorded. So even if we started,
Yeah.
people can always catch up with the live as well. Yeah.
How do I person?
I just press that camera icon, that video icon. Accept your own journey.
Hi, Bajimo Bees. Nice to have you. Go tell somebody that we are live. And we're talking about how they can access loan and be ready for accessing more finance in their business. Thank you, Fine Place. We're gonna go live. We're gonna start soon. We just have about 3 more minutes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hi, Shina.
Don't worry, just you send you would
Is he gonna post on the group?
it's just going to comment. So, and then say people can comment, say hello.
Hi, Juliana.
But you never can tell. Yay. Okay, it's 1 minute to go, then we just begin.
Yeah. Hi, Bookie. Good to see you on. I'm just reminding everyone, if you're on, you need to let somebody else know that you're on this live that can change their business trajectory and you're helping someone. So go and share. You can come out of the live now, quickly go and share the flyer, post it on your Instagram, send it to someone directly into their DM and tell them you need to be on this live. All right, so we're going to go. We're starting right away. Welcome everyone. So good to have you on here, Trade Lender. I'm so happy to be able to have this conversation with you today. And we're just talking, we want to break it down. We want to understand how people can actually access loans at Trade Lender and make the most of what Trade Lender is doing and the and help their business, help them access funding so that they can expand, scale, launch a new product, or whatever good looks for your business. Before we go right into it, I just wanted to share briefly about what Iweto does and what Trade Lender does, in case you're just hearing about us for the very first time. So at Iweto, we believe that trust is a currency for SME growth, and that's why we're building a trust infrastructure that is very critical for SMEs to access loans and expand and do all the good stuff in the digital world. Now, Trade Lender, as you know, is our go-to digital bank for SMEs. So if you're an SME here, you know that Trade Lender is your go-to bank, because they're going to put you on the right track. They're going to check your business out and see if you can get loan. So we're here today to just really discuss how do we ensure that your business is loan ready, and what are the key things that Trade Lender looks at before they give out loans to SMEs. So I'm going to start with my question to Trade Lender, and this is I can see you smiling, but many SMEs want loans. If you go out into the market, say Alaba, or you go to a co-market, or you go to Computer Village and you ask a business owner, they will tell you they want a loan. But we know that not all businesses are actually ready for expansion or ready for loans. So what are the signs that you use in determining if a business or an SME is loan ready?
Okay, thank you so much. Before I answer the question, I just want to touch a bit on trade lender. So, as the name implies, trade lender, so everybody assumes, so we just give out loans, but there are other things SMEs can actually use our platform for. Aside being a direct talk to access finance for SMEs, there are so many other features you can do with the app. Basically, anything you can do in a traditional bank, you can do with Trade Lender app. And then again, we're digital first, so you don't need to. There are no queues with us. Just do what you want to do. You want to send funds, you want to receive funds for your business, you can do it seamlessly on the app. Another thing to do is you can make investments. Say you want to buy a product or you want to buy an equipment in the next 3 months, you can have a saving feature. Aside the saving feature, you can also get returns on your saving feature via the app. So it's quite seamless for businesses to actually grow and scale their operations all in one tool. And that's like I said, it's an SME bank. So anything you can literally do in a traditional bank, you can do with Trade Lender. Yes, back to your question. You said the question was three criterions that you use for accessing loans. The first
It
thing
doesn't have to
is
be
that
3. It could be as little or as many as you want.
yeah. So the major thing that stands out with Trade Lender, like I said, we're not a conventional bank, and then you can access funds just from your bed. Even from your bed, in the morning you're thinking about your business, you can literally access funds from Trade Lender. So the first thing we look at, I won't say this is a prerequisite. So if you have to transact in any bank, you have to onboard on the app. So that's not even a prerequisite. You want to access our platform, you want to access our features, you definitely have to onboard on the app. And that's seamless. That's not part of the criterion. But yeah, how do we get that channel to communicate with you or to work with you to grow your business? You have to definitely download the app. And the next thing to do when you make your request, what we do is we check what your credit score looks like. That's the first thing. What's your credit record? What's your credit score looks like? Are there written off loans? Are there bad loans? Are there lost loans? Are there ones you're still performing? And is it even performing well? And that's not as a business, it's the individual that we look at to check this, because individuals runs the business, right? So we check what the business owner, the person who applies for that loan, what their credit score looks like. This next thing we check for is what's your cash on that business? Is it viable? What's the cash flow? What's the cash transaction history on that business? How long has it been in operation? 3 months, and how long has it fed? 30 days, how long has it fed? So we want to know how long you have transacted. The third thing will be the why. So people come to request for loans and they just say, oh, I want to get something. I want to pay a supplier, or I want to buy a product. That's why we have different loan features on the app. We have the asset financing that caters to equipment that you want to buy. If you're a farmer, you want to get inputs for your farming, we cater to that too. If you want general working capital, you want an inventory discount. So there are different things. So people just assume because you want a loan, you just come and say, XYZ, I need an amount. for a loan, but we like to know why. So we help you structure what you need exactly to grow your business. Yes, we want to make impact. We want to see people grow, but we also need their business to also be sustainable. So you can give a loan and you see that, okay, if the business is not sustainable, then what happens? That's another bad credit on their credit score, or that's another issue. So how do we help them scale their business? We get what they need, we understand why they need what they need at the time they make their request, and then work with them to achieve their goals. So the three things: credit score, cash flow, and then the why. If they don't know their why, then we have to ask them why. Why don't you know your why? In that sense.
That why is so important, right? Because you get a lot of businesses in Nigeria. Someone is complaining about the sound. Does that sound better now? I'm hoping that the sound is fine. Let us know if there's any problems. We want you to definitely hear us. You know, the why is such an important piece of this, because you just don't want to come and collect money from a trade lender and think you're going to go and do Christmas in the village, or so like you have to have a why, and your why has to be linked to your business, to what you're doing, and you have to have evidence to show for it. I wanted to piggyback right into that credit scoring. So you're looking at the director of the business. I'm guessing you want to first of all see that the business is registered. You want to ensure that the business is registered. They have all their books. They're paying taxes, if applicable. They have BVN. They have all the things that a business should have. Their directors are there. Who's coming to you for the loan is a director, and then you're looking at their credit score. How do you check the credit score? How do you go about ensuring that the credit scoring is right?
Okay, thank you. Uh, so before I answer, like I said, we're not traditional banks. You can literally start a business in 30 days as far as your operations can bolster the request you're asking for, and that you get that access. We don't operate conventionally just like the other banks do. And that's why all the stringent, procedures, we don't follow that. But so on why I'm saying this is on the part where you mentioned the registered business. It's great to have businesses who are registered, so it knows, so we know that, or it gives us it gives us an idea that this person is what's it called now, serious, and then looking to scale their business. Because what you can do with a registered business, the amount you can access is not the same amount without a registered business. But with Trade Lender, we work with people to actually ensure that you want to grow your business. Hence our tagline: you start with us, you scale with us, and you soar with us. So there are no hitches,
No roadblocks.
Yes. So you start, there's no roadblock. So you start without a CSA registration. We'll give you a listing here. Your business is viable and very, lucrative to move from the starting point to scaling and soaring. We're going to be your direct business partner to see that happen. Then for the credit score, what we do is we check through the credit bureau, and that's another thing people don't know. So you go to your other banks, you go to the other digital lenders, and then you get money. So those people they're all signed up on the credit bureau. So you get money and you think, oh, I'm going to play a fast one, and it's not going to ripple into my it's not going to affect me in any way. It's not going to. I'm just going to take the money. You want to play a fast one on digital lenders. Nobody's seeing me. I can put a fake address, but that's not the case. When you're literally ready to move to the next step, when you're ready to grow your business, or you're now serious minded, it comes back at you. And that's where you mentioned trust at the beginning. That trust is the currency that business owners need to foster, and that's another thing we look out for. So we see what your credit score look like. I was having a conversation the other day. We saw somebody's credit score, and we asked, do you have a bad loan anywhere? No, I don't have a bad loan anywhere. I'm literally free. There's nobody in this earth that I'm owing. Okay, are you owing from this place, this? And the person went, no, I'm not owing, but literally. And that's where, yeah. And the person was, 2, 3. I had to tell the person that this is what it is. Looking away from your credit score first. You did not build that trust with us. We don't. That's the first point for us. Like, okay, let's even say this person will show integrity to say, yes, I have a loan that at some point I didn't pay back. And then maybe I don't have maybe access to the accounts anymore, and I'm trying to, okay, from what you've seen, let me even, in letter of indebtedness or something from the account. So that conversation is still ongoing, apparently, because the person didn't come out plain and say, oh, this is what it is. But I still have that conversation. I will have to let him know that that's where it begins. There's money everywhere. You can literally get money everywhere. Trust one. How do you build trust? That integrity. What are you aside away from your business?
Yeah.
What are you away from your business? Because you run that business. So if you don't have a good, if you don't have integrity, then there's an issue. So yes, we check all of that, and then the credit score is from Credit Bureau. Thank you for everyone who
Fantastic.
just joined. Felix, thank you too. Thank you. Can everybody
Fantastic.
hear? Can everybody hear clearly now?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
All right. So I think in terms of that, that's really helpful to note. In terms of what you're looking for when you check their cash flow, then, so you look at the cash flow, you want to see that there's business, there's income, there's goings, outgoings. How do you access that? Do you get the bank statements, or do you see all their records? What if they're just a new business? They don't really have any financial records, or they don't have any accounting solution where they, kind of have all their business data organized. How do you access that cash flow for the business?
Okay, for existing businesses, we use their bank statements. So some businesses run with multiple banks, so we request that they bring all of it so that it gives them a stronger position with us. So wherever, whichever bank they bank with and they transact their business on, they share with us. The second thing is a new business who has signed up on Trade Lender can also transact. So you can literally get your bank statement from the Trade Lender app as well. So, I've been running my business for 30 days on the Trade Lender app. You have transaction history to show. And then it's even plug and play with us. It's aside that you can actually use the e-statement you get from us to access loans from other facilities. You can as well, so it's seamless for us to just say, okay, this person has this record history with us in just 30 days of beginning their business or 30 days of just opening it. So yes, we can get from bank statement from other banks. And then for people who don't have, one way or the other, you have a track record. You have personally carried out transactions whatsoever. So it would be great to see what your bank statement looks like, a personal bank statement, and then what's your spending history like, because that's another thing. So you've not started transacting your business transaction yet, but we can see what your spending history looks like, and then it gives us some sort of comfort as well. But yes, you can do that from Trading the app, and then with other banks that you bank with, we use the bank statement.
Fantastic. So what's the minimum span a business has to have been in operation for to be qualified for a loan, for example? So how long should they have been business for? Minimum.
Okay, I'm going to go back to our tagline: start, scale, and soar. So there's no minimum with us. What we do,
So you're saying you can literally give loan to someone that has just started a business yesterday?
like from the beginning, if they, like I said, what's the spending history like? What you're requesting, can it, work for the business you're for? Because if you say, oh, I want to start a coffee delivery business, maybe start a coffee delivery business and you're just starting, what's your projection? So there are other things. We can even move forward to get equity for that business, helping you be a business partner that, okay, this is viable, we've seen your business plan, we're going beyond whatever request you've made, and then we're going to work with you hand in hand, strategic equity investment, and then move you to the next level as far as your business is lucrative. Another thing is business who have started, say, 30 days, whatever request you're making, whatever request you're making, your business has to be able to cater for that. So some people who make a transaction of say 500,000 monthly in revenue, not even in gross profit or net, monthly, and then you're requesting for a 2 million, and on an average you do 500,000. We're going to bring it down. That's why we do micro lending, just so that you build responsible borrowing habits, and then let us see what you can do with the little you've gotten, and see how you can actually work with that, and then we increase whatever volume you can access. I hope I was able to answer clearly.
Okay, it sounds like you're saying that you don't have a minimum. Like, I think from what you're saying, I'll take it as a 30 days, because although you're saying you don't have a minimum timeline, you do want to still see some traction. You do want, so you need time to build that traction into however you're going to access the loan. So at least you need to see the some form of transaction, how the business is doing, what they're doing. So it can't just be like you've literally just registered a business, you're looking for money and boom. But then there are also many variables. So you might not be able to give them debt financing, but then you can come in as an equity partner to build that business if you think the idea is great and definitely something that is in line with what you would support. I'm just going to take a quick pause here and just share what Iweto does, because what we're trying to build with Iweto, we're building a trust infrastructure. So imagine as an SME, you have a trust score that is tagged onto your business from the jump. So you are a small business, and because most SMEs don't have audited financial statements, they don't have any formal credit history. So many people are struggling with credit history, even though there is a credit bureau. If you've never collected finance and you've never taken money out, you don't have a credit history. Even though you're not on that credit bureau, it doesn't mean you're good with credit. It doesn't mean that you can be trusted. Just because you've never taken credit does not mean you can be trusted. So that leaves a gap. How do you manage to understand, a business's ability to be trusted in a digital marketplace, or even in the world where we're transacting business day to day? And that's where Iweto comes in. Iweto will aggregate all your multiple data points. So whatever the data points you have, we'll aggregate it into a portable trust score for you, and will make you we'll turn you, an invisible SME, into a visible SME. So when you go to Trade Lenda, for example, you're not starting from zero with them. You're starting with a trusted, structured profile. Because look, even with Trade Lenda's current process, they want you to prove trust. They want you to prove your credibility. With Iweto, if you're on board with Iweto, we'll take you to a trade lender and show them that, look, this is our shiny little, big, or this is our shiny business that we've looked at in depth, and we've put a trust score to them, so you can trust this business. You can literally take them to the bank. Their directors have been looked at thoroughly. Their business plan has been looked at thoroughly. All their transactions from all the various sources has been looked at, and we think this is what the business can achieve. So in short, what we do at Iweto is that we make invincible SMEs visible, so that you can lend to them with confidence. And so that problem of trust is a huge problem. I know, comment in the comment section if you're an SME that you've had to, go through the pain of trying to prove to a bank or a lender or a financial institution that they can trust you. So yeah, I wanted to just share that really quickly. I'm going to jump back to Trade Lenda now. So Trade Lenda, what's the biggest reason why you reject loans? And what's one of the biggest reasons why you reject loans? Because I know that it's not every application that comes to you that you would accept. So what's your biggest reason? Why have you seen that consistent saying no? I think you're muted, by the way.
Oh,
okay, you're fine, you're good.
okay.
Yeah.
Why do you reject loans? I just said an example now of the person who didn't show integrity. I wish we can just put trust and integrity everywhere on this life. As if you're a business owner, don't think you can get away with things. Trust and integrity. That's key. And then the major reason why we reject loans is the credit score. The credit score, the major reason why we reject loans is just the credit score, of which we don't stay there because some people don't know that they even have a credit score. They don't even know that there's somewhere that is being tallied. You know, would I call it out? Would I say book of sins or book of repentance? You know, for lack of a better word. They don't know that whatever
Book
they're
of
doing, there's
repentance.
trails. There are digital trails that have been accorded. And now we have BVN. We have BVN, we have your NIN that now is part of the requirement for KYC, collation for different digital financial institutions, even financial institutions. Before we didn't have the BVN. Now anywhere you are in the world, we can, get you with the BVN now. So majorly why we reject is just a credit score, but we don't leave people there. When we tell them that, do you know you have a bad credit score, they'll be like, I'm not owing anybody. Madam, Oga, this is what it is. Though. This is it. You have to clear that out and then get a letter of indebtedness and then reapply. So we
So
let
wait,
them know.
sorry to cut you there. I want to understand this thing and help people understand a bit more as well. When you look at their
Okay.
credit score, imagine if
Yeah.
like someone like me, I don't transact in Nigeria. I basically have a business in Nigeria, but I have a mobile phone. I have a mobile phone. I have internet connection. I have a few things that are linked to my BVN, and they're like things that I have to pay for, but it's not on credit, so I don't have a loan. If I go and check my credit score now, potentially that credit score is going to be bad because Nigeria is not a credit society per se. We don't really use a lot of credit to run our day-to-day lives. Whereas in more developed economies, you have more people, run their lives on credits. So how does that credit score work for someone who has never taken a loan? How do they have a credit score? What's feeding into that credit score? Is there transparency around it? Yeah, is there transparency around it? And especially when people then get told that their credit score is bad, how does that get fixed? Or is it doomed for them once they're told your credit score is bad?
Okay. So we've experienced people without a credit history. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Network.
totally.
Okay. Your head is rolling like it's buffering. So that's why. Okay. So we've experienced people without credit history at all. At all. We've experienced people without credit history at all. So what we dwell on in that regard, because they have never taken a loan. So what we do in that regard is what their transaction history says. What's the cash flow for their business? What's the bank statement they're sharing with us? And in the on the angle where they have a bad credit score, like I said earlier, we will let them know, Madam, we're going to decline your loan because of XYZ. And then go to these places. This is what they said, or these are the things that are listed. Go to these places and then pay off your loan. Make it pay off your loan, and then come back with a letter of indebtedness. Once you do that, we're also going to check again to see if it has been cleared and their record is fine. Once we have checked other things, that's the cash flow and the viability of the business in relation to the amount or the volume they're requesting for. So that's what we do. So you can always go back, do the needful, and then reapply with us. And then we already know that, okay, this is somebody we have spoken to before. Other things are fine. It's just the credit score. So once they get their letter of indebtedness, we then give them the access. And then, okay, I can see comments. Yeah. So definitely, there's no credit score. It's still a clean slate. So we just work with the transaction history. So we're not going to turn you back because we don't get a traction or a note from credit bureau at all. That's a clean slate you're building currently. So we just work with your cash flow. Just hope
That's
and pray.
helpful. That's definitely helpful to note. And yeah, that definitely then, highlights. I mean, if I was a trade lender, for example, I would be like, I definitely need an erator to help me make
Mm-hmm.
sure that
Yeah.
like, you can't rely on credits, and the
Mm-hmm.
transactions are also, if it's a new business, fairly new, whatever, so there's also that. So yeah, I see lots of synergy. I see that as we have banks and we have great digital platforms like Trade Lender, Iweto definitely wants to be their trusted partner in ensuring that they can go to bed knowing that all the people coming to them have a trust score. And the trust score, I feel like, is just, I would say, not feel like, but I would say is a very, very detailed analysis of a business's ability to repay back its financial liabilities, and whatever that looks like, and it's very crucial. Okay, so I have another, I think this will be my final question. If you have questions that you've been burning to ask Trade Lender and you're on this live, this is your opportunity to type it in the comment section. We're going to take probably one question. We're almost wrapping up this live now, and I really hope that this has been really helpful. But I'm going to ask one more question to Trade Lender before we wrap it all up. So if more SMEs, for example, had a portable trust score from Iweto, how do you think that would change the way Trade Lender approves and disburses loans? I feel like this is more of a Shino question, but I'm going to see how you do with this one. Otherwise, Shino, type
Okay.
in the comments. I'm happy Shino is on this live. So
Yeah.
yeah, otherwise, yeah, let me know. Like, I'm just keen to see, like, from this conversation we've had,
Okay.
how do you think that, having trust scores for your SMEs from Iweto, which you will, in a matter of weeks, how do you think how do you think that would help or change the way Trade Lender approves and disburses loans?
So with Iweto in an SME corner, it makes it seamless from everything we've discussed and things you have shared here on this live. It makes it seamless. I think what they would need to do is get a reference letter signed and endorsed by Iweto saying that we have vetted this customer, we have vetted this SME, we have gone through the works end to end, vetted their directors. So when they come with us, when they come to us, they upload on the app, make their request, upload necessary documents, which they have worked with Iweto to fine tune and ensure that it's legit and it's scalable and it's usable as well, it's verifiable too. Then with that Iweto's endorsement of or a trust seal or badge or a reference letter, however it's going to come through to us, saying that I can attest to this SME, all things are well, then definitely they get a 95% chance of accessing loans with Trade Lender. I can
That's
categorically.
amazing. And that's music
Yeah.
to our ears, because what we want is, for the Nigerian economy, Iweto is super passionate about seeing businesses thrive, because I love trade lender so much. On the other session we had,
We love.
we had Posh Foods, and
Yeah,
I always say that she
she's
should
on
be
the
the
line.
post.
Yeah,
Pardon?
she's here.
She's here. She's on the line. I always say to Sheena that she should be the poster child for Trade Lender, because her story is something that needs to go viral. Of how she started a new product line. She was able to put her product on the shelf of in stores in Saudi Arabia. Those are just fantastic things. And for me, I'm passionate about it because I know that the lifeline of any economy is the SMEs, it's the small businesses. So having small businesses that thrive, where you can hire more people in the wider economy, it's just fantastic. So for me, small businesses need to be looked at. We cannot overlook them, or we cannot just ignore them. And for Trade Lender doing what they do, what you're doing, giving money to small businesses to scale, to expand, I am super passionate about it. Like, honestly, I'm a big fan of Trade Lender because the focus is on small businesses, and it's such a it's such an important part of our economy. People see the big banks, the big brands, the UACs. No, the small businesses matter. The small businesses, they are the lifeline of every economy that will thrive. And so for me, it's such an amazing thing that we can do our little bit at Iweto to support what you're doing at Trade Lender. And I think that's why I love the synergy we're having or we're
Yeah,
building.
want to
For
come.
sure.
And then we'll see the SMEs by next week. We said so. Public record. We're expecting them.
Yes, yes. Somebody has a question. He says, how fast is your loan disbursement after validation? That's a good question.
Okay, so once you've uploaded your documents, it's within 6 hours. 1 to 6 hours, you get credited via your trade lender account. 1 to 6 hours.
Amazing.
Nothing more than 6 hours, but within 1 to 6 hours.
That answers
Within
your
one,
question, Oluwatobi.
it
That's
is.
that's fantastic. Okay, we're wrapping up now. Just the closing question. What's the one practical step an SME can take today to position themselves? Aside from downloading the TradeLender app. If you're here and you've not downloaded TradeLender app, I don't know what you're doing.
You better do. You better do. It's on App Store,
Honestly.
Play Store, Trade
Yeah.
Lender. You get it there. The same logo you have here on our icon on IG. You find it there as well on Play Store and App Store, and then you can download the app. It's seamless to onboard. It's seamless. Thank you, Z24 Nigeria Limited. Thank you for being a big fan of TradeNet. Thank you. I also saw before I answer, I saw some other question that what
Oh
if you
yeah.
don't have a business account? I think that's from I think I've missed that now. Yes, that's from Fine's Place, asking what if there's no business account. Yes, with the trade lender app, you can definitely get a business account. We have different tiers. We have for individuals, we have for businesses, we have for merchants. So you can get a business account and then you can use it anywhere as a corporate account. You can use it as a corporate account with us. Yeah. So what are the things that SMEs should do? Take as a note.
One practical step, just one
One.
practical step they can take to help them with funding and growth for their business.
One practical step. And you said aside from downloading the trade leader app,
Yeah.
downloading and transacting the trade leader app. One practical step to do is to get your records. Get your records together. Stay with the trend of your industry where you are. There are so many opportunities. Like I said at the initial, there's money everywhere. You just need to know where to get it and how to get it. There is money everywhere. Stay in touch, stay up on trend. And another thing is to know your niche, know your product. Above all, aside from downloading the trade and the app, get in touch with Iweto. Get in touch with Iweto to get your books together. Financial record is key because when businesses, that's why we cater to just businesses. Somebody just asked, can you tell us more about the app? So we cater to just businesses alone. Because if you're a business owner, you need money to grow your business. You're serious minded. We're not giving people personal loans. I'm sure there are experiences with this with other banks. I don't know sometimes when people come to get a loan and then they just divert children's school fees. September is around the corner. They just get I want a loan, general working capital, and then you just move the funds. Children come first.
Wow.
And then forget that when you have a business, that's you creating generational wealth for these same children. So separate your business from your personal expenses. Your business is an entity that needs to stand alone and survive and thrive on its own aside your family influence or whatever saga that would happen. Right. So get in touch with Iweto. If you don't know how to get your books together, get in touch with Iweto. Iweto will link you and give you a referral to Trade Lender, and then it's seamless. Snap of the finger, and then you're fine. Iweto is the answer to all things all SMEs should know at this point to access funding and then to grow their business with Trade Lender. So they should do that.
Oh, that's so fantastic. Thank you so much for shouting out to us. Yeah, you definitely said that, so well about, getting your books together. That's definitely the same thing. One practical step I think every SME should do: get your books together. Try to build that trust, digital trust score. Get in touch with Iweto. We want to help you. We want to help you scale your business and, start using the Trade Lender app even before you need the loan. So start
Yeah.
using it for your day-to-day transaction, because there we will also get a feed from your daily transaction to help us with building that trust score that you need. So you see that it's all linked, right? So to keep everything you're doing, like have an audit trail for all of the things that you do that pertain to the business. And just remember that it's your business. You want to build trust. You want to scale this business. If your business does well, you'll be happy. And that's what we want. We want to see you happy. We want to see your business thrive, because Nigeria needs you. I think we don't say that enough to SMEs. Nigeria needs you. Like, you're the lifeline of the economy. What you're doing is super relevant. No matter how small your business is, what you're doing in the economy is so important. And I think that should just be enough to keep you going, so that you know that, yes, you're not alone. And people care about you. Like, Trade Lender cares about you. I think when nobody was thinking about SMEs, the founders of Trade Lender were definitely thinking about SMEs. So yeah, so that's really important. Someone asked about the app. Are you asking about Trade Lender, or are you asking about Iweto, or are you asking about both? Just let us know so that we can quickly take like 1 minute each to respond, and we're gonna say goodbye on this segment. Ahead of
Okay.
the webinar, can I join? Oh, okay. So I'll say for Iweto, we're just your trust score solution. We're building you a trust score. We're feeding in all the various parameters you have, any evidence you have about your business, even reviews, anything that you can plug into that trust score machine learning model will generate you a trust score that you can take to Trade Lender. You can take to other financial institutions as well. And not just that, you can use it to list your business on marketplaces. So for example, if you want to start trading on a Jumia, or I don't know what other marketplaces there. If you're a food business, you want to list on Glovo, you know that with Iweto's trust score, you can go to them and they're going to look at you seriously and consider you very quickly, and it'll make everything seamless for your business as well. So yeah, on that note, do you have any questions for me, Trade Lender, before we head off? I'll say definitely my call to action on this call is go and download your Trade Lender app if you haven't already. And also go and register on iweto.com. We already are taking on SMEs for our pilot run. We're launching at the end of September. Go and drop your details on there, register on there, share all your business details, let us know you, and we'll start engaging with you so that you're on our radar for our pilot launch when that time comes. So Trade Lender, do you have any final words before we go?
Yeah, I have a question for you. How long does it take for you to work with these SMEs to get them ready for funding? How long?
Fantastic question. I think it really depends on what they have and how they have built their attraction, built their record keeping. If it's a critical situation, it can take up to 6 months for us to get you a clean slate. If it's a business that has all its books together, it's a really, really quick churn, because it's an instant calculation that is done by the model. Once you feed all these things in, it's machine learning, it's all built into our solution, and it's powered by AI. So not only do you get that score, you get bespoke, customized recommendations on, number one, how you can improve your score. Number two, how do you get access to different financial opportunities that could be there for you as a business. So it's really instantaneous if you are well organized. But if you're not organized, if you need a bit more work, we'll have to work with you. Some of the things that we're looking for, we need to make sure that your business is registered. It's really, really important. So we'll help you with that process. You need to be registered with the tax authorities. You need to have a financial statement. You need to have a few things here and there. If you're using POS, we need to plug into that. We need to keep all your records. So however, how much of those records you already have makes it really easy to get you a good score. If you don't have those details, it can take us up to 6 months to get you there. And now, if you have a credit, a trust score that comes out not so good, maybe below what you would need to access funding, because every financial organization will have a threshold for what score they would give money to or give access to those financial opportunities. We'll work with you to improve your credits, your trust score. We'll work with you to improve your trust score, so it's very transparent, right? So unlike the current credits situation in Nigeria, we want to make sure that this process is more transparent for you. So you even have a dashboard as an SME where you can see, okay, what gave me this trust score and how do I improve it? Iweto is going to work with you that whole journey to make sure that you build your trust score to where you need it to be for you to be able to take advantage of all the financial opportunities that are there for you. You know, like Trade Lenders rep rightly said, there's money everywhere. There's money everywhere for you to grab hold of. There's just lots of bottlenecks here and there that could prevent that from happening. But we want to make sure that we clear that off your path. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I
All
think
right.
that's really detailed as to what's expected, and then the transparency part of it that you shared as well. Yeah. So, in case SMEs on this live and people who will watch later on the recording, right? Uh,
Yes.
SMEs are strategic movements for an economy to scale. Strategic movement economy, SMEs. I just saw that on additional comments right now. SMEs, SME, small, medium enterprise. But here he says strategic movements for an economy to scale. And that's what it is.
Fantastic.
Check
Yeah.
Google, it shows that SMEs they contribute 49.8% to the Nigeria's economic GDP. And that's a lot.
That's
That's
a
a lot.
lot. That's a
That's
lot.
50% already just from SMEs, and that's what you do. That's what SMEs do. That's what they do, and that's how much they contribute, how much value they bring to the table. Right. Somebody mentioned about a webinar. Yes, we have a monthly webinar coming up on Trade Lender. The registrations are ongoing. You can check our post on Trade Lender, and you see the app. You see the registration link. This time we're dealing with the digitally empowered business. If you listen to what Iweto has shared, you hear that she's talking about leveraging on technology, and then that's a human touch to scale your business to get you where you need to be. So what do I need to do to be digitally empowered? This morning I mentioned to the team that a digitally empowered business in 2025, they need technology to thrive. It's not a trend anymore to be on social media. It's actually a survival kit to actually grow your business with technology. How do I scale my operations with technology? Just imagine a farmer who goes to the farm. Before now, they go with their hoes and machetes and the likes. But now we have different technology. We have a different tractor and plow that's even, there's even a drone feed to the farmers now. They want to fertilize their hoe or maybe spray pesticides. In 5 minutes, you can do a hectare. That's what technology does for you. So what's your business? What technology do you need to grow your business and scale your business? That's what we're delving into this August 29th. Check the post and register for it. And there's money to access as well. There's money to access as well. Everything is right. You're on board on the Trade Lender app, and then you can make a request using Webinar 2.0 to as your referral answer, and then request for a loan while you've gone through the documentation that's necessary to get access to this finance, leveraging on the upcoming webinar. So please do that and then grow your business. It's not a trend, like I said, it's a survival kit. So how do you know what is right for you? What's your niche? That's what we'll be focusing on with the speakers that will be rolling out this coming week. Thank you so much, Modupeola. Thank you. It was really
Thank
fun.
you.
I'm having fun actually.
Me
On it.
too.
Thank you. Thank you.
All
Thank you,
right,
everyone who
everyone.
joined. most people stayed from the get-go till now. Some people joined afterwards. We'll be putting this out as well, so you can catch up and then share questions. Share questions. It will be available to answer, and then we'll also be available to answer as well. Please follow us. That's iweto.app, iweto.app, and then Trade Lender as well. Kindly follow on all socials. We're looking forward to engaging with you. Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Where is it?